Alright guys, here we are back on NR2003. Today we have a very exciting race for you. Back on the INCAR Online League this week, racing at Road America. I was so excited for this race, I definitely had it circled on my calendar. I love road course racing, especially in stock cars, so felt really good about my pace here. Qualified on the outside pole behind Roger Ray in the 84. He's to the left of me. For some reason I get the inside for turn 1 at this track, but I know Roger's pace is so good compared to mine. He is up to half a second faster on a hot lap. So my plan for this race is to try and hang with him, even maybe get ahead of him here, and then undercut him in the one stop we have to make in this race, because I think an undercut would work out really well here. So let's see what we can do. I know I need to get in front of Roger if possible. Coming up, we get the green flag, I get a really good jump, and I get about half a nose out in front of Roger as we head down towards the right-hander. I'm on the inside, I'm feeling good, and then I chicken out a little bit, and Tyler Mallon actually gets into the back of me there, and Joshua Lizaswain manages to get past, so I'm demoted into third off the start when I was almost halfway clear into the lead, and that is basically a disaster start for me. Really not what I need if I want to win this race, but I know that I do have a decent pace, and if I can just get up there and push Roger, maybe he'll burn up his tires and I'll have a chance. So we were demoted into third there on the first lap as we head down into turn 5 for the first time. I really want to get around Joshua in the 54 ahead of me. I close right up to his back bumper there through 5, and up the hill right here you're gonna see he goes a little bit wide, and so I'm thinking I really need to get past as soon as possible. I cannot let Roger get a second or two ahead, so I'm gonna try and set up a pass here in the left-hander before the carousel. Take it in really deep, close that gap up a lot, hit the apex pretty well, burning up my tires badly on the first lap. And you're gonna see right here, it's a bit cheeky. I just kind of slip my way to the inside, and I'm skidding my way through, but I'm actually able to get a nose in there, force Joshua out a little bit. Still plenty of space between us as we head towards the kink. You don't want to be 2x2 through here. We managed to stick it though. I give plenty of space, he gives me plenty of room. He's actually able to clear me here as we head down towards Canada Corner, and Roger is sailing off in the distance. This is DEFCON for me. I really need to get past the 54. You see he runs a bit wide, so I'm able to get a big run here. Car on his right now as we head under the bridge, and he just slides there and I'm able to clear, which is excellent. And now I set my sights on Roger, or so I think, because Joshua's actually gonna get a really big run right behind me there. And with the draft on the front straight, I am going to try and defend on the inside, but he is just going to sail right past here on the outside, and he is going to make this move. Will he actually clear me though? He just about outbrakes me. And he does clear me, so back into third here on the start of lap 2. And I got bad news. That is the sound of me losing third gear on turn 1, lap 2. This race has just changed for the worse. So I know I'm in big trouble here early on as we're still on lap 2. I'm just trying to hang on to Joshua, but I'm just trying to figure out how to drive the car with only 3 gears in it. If you don't know an NR2003, you basically have to skip the gear. So you see me double shift right there up into 4th. But there are lots of places on this racetrack where you want to be in 3rd gear, including through the kink. So you see Tristan Wilhoit is already closing me down. And all of a sudden, my race is turned on its head. I see Roger going off in the distance, and I know that it's not good. We're still hanging on to Joshua halfway decently here, but the absolute killer on this track is going to be when we get back around to the front straight. So you could pretty much take all of this in 2nd gear, so I'm still looking really good. Actually drop it down into 1st here. No, we'll stay in 2nd this time through. But you'll see as we head towards the hill on the front straight, absolutely kill it, having to shift up into 4th, and Wilhoit is just going to power right up to me. I go to the inside. It's kind of a half-hearted defense, but Wilhoit's going to sail on by, and that's going to put me down into 4th place, and I am in deep, deep trouble right here as I try and figure out how to drive the car with only 3 gears in it, and I think about what I can do with my strategy to maybe bring myself back into this race. Right, so the end of lap 3, the exact same thing, up the hill, can't shift into third gear, so I go straight to the inside, shift up into fourth. Pantalica actually sails right by me there on the left. I'm in deep trouble here on the front straight, and he actually thought that I was letting him go past, so he said thank you in the chat, and I was like, oh no, like I wasn't trying to let you go past, but I basically have no choice at this point. I'm trying to hang on, trying to slow people up as much as I can, of course racing them fairly, not blocking or anything, but I'm thinking, you know, if I can just hang in there, you know, maybe still go with my undercut strat, I can pass some of these guys on the top end of the race, but it is not looking good at this point, as I have Carter Friesen closing me down from behind as well. Alright, so at the end of lap 5 here, about to turn over to lap 6, I now have Carter Friesen in the 85 all over me down the front straight. I was just far enough ahead to hang on here, but I am in deep trouble. Again, I'm not really trying to hold people up by blocking per se, but I do want to hold them up. I'll actually turn on my telemetry here so you can see how much I had to work this thing, but I'm really trying to at least make them fight to get past me, so maybe, just maybe, if the undercut works out really well at the top end of the race, that I'm able to, you know, maybe jump them in the pit. So you see I'm actually able to hang on here, as I lose a lot of momentum having to skip up into fourth as we're heading down towards turn 5. It's gonna look to the inside, but I'm gonna just outbrake him here on the outside, and he's not able to get there on the way into turn 5. I'm abusing my tires pretty bad with what I've got left in this thing. We're gonna head up the hill towards the left-hander. I'm still just trying to hang on from Carter. He's getting a little bit antsy to get past me because Nathan Kiani is behind in the 32 and he is closing us down a lot. I am definitely not Carter's friend at the moment for how slow I was driving right here, but I am holding on. You see Kiani in the blue number 32 starting to close us down a lot as we head towards the carousel. Not a bad place to not have third gear at this point in the track, but when you do get out towards the right-handed kink, probably want to shift up into third. But you see I jump from third to fourth right there. That's going to allow Carter to close a lot of ground on me. And I'm not great through the carousel in fourth, and he is all of a sudden to my left. I basically go to the inside straight away. I want to have that preferred lane down into Canada corner, get on the brakes, skip third into second, down into first, and we actually hold him off there. He is right on my tail as we head up here through the final sector of the course, just trying to hang on. Nathan Kiani closing us down. He is licking his chops at this battle. And this is where the battle is going to end. As we head up the hill on the front straight, I shift into second. I know it's done right here because I got to jump into fourth, and Carter is absolutely going to destroy me there on the left. We were even at the beginning of the hill, and he is already clear of me on the front straight, so we're down into sixth now, and still struggling to just try and hang on. I'm going to do the best I can to drive at the fastest stint I am able, and, you know, maybe hold up people where I can, but it is not looking good. Thankfully, at this point, I was kind of getting used to driving the car, but it was absolutely exhausting to have to double shift every time through third gear, so it's not looking good. As you see at the 32, Nathan Kiani's coming here. I decided to just kind of let him go on the inside. I didn't want to hold him up too much as I had done to Carter. I figured at this point, might as well just try and drive the fastest stint possible. I know I'm not going to be able to hold off the 32, but I do have a bit of ground back to the 10 that's drive-through. So I'm thinking if I just drive a fast stint, I'll be able to cover off drive-through and he won't be able to catch me. So we'll see how that plays out. Alright, so just past halfway here, I've managed to consolidate 7th position pretty nicely, actually closer to the guys ahead than the guys behind are to me. I think with the, you know, messed up gears, it kind of has helped me save my tires a little bit because I've had to be super careful in the corners, shifting through a broken gear basically. So, you know, everybody stayed out up to this point for the most part. It's time to hit up the undercut, even though it is past halfway. I think it's the right thing to do. So I'm trying to be pretty aggressive on pit entry here, get as much as I can for the undercut to work, and 52 miles an hour is not good. The limit is 50, and I'm kind of floating around 50, 51 5150, you can get away with this on iRacing, but not on NR2003, and I hit 52 again right there. I thought for sure that I wasn't speeding with, you know, going 1 or 2 miles an hour over, but I do actually get hit for speeding right there, and I'm gonna have to serve a drive-through penalty, so it is absolutely gone to balls here at Road America. But at this point, I'm just hoping the undercut has worked so well that I'm somehow able to hold on to even 7th place at this point. So we get out, it's our one stop of the race, pit before everybody else, get onto fresh tires, just see what we can do. So we're coming around to wrap up lap 15 for ourselves here. I was hoping that maybe the race administrator would clear the black flag for me because I thought I didn't speed, but he did review it and say that I was a little bit over, and I do agree with him. I was at 52, the limit's 50, I gotta do a drive-through penalty, but this is enough to make you sick right here, just like in the iRacing Indy 500. My pit road speeding penalty is absolutely crushing, because you're gonna see as we come up over the hill, I've had 2 laps here on the undercut, and I'm gonna come out in front of Tristan Wilhoit and Pantalica, people who had passed me back on lap 3 and were 10 seconds ahead of me at this point. I actually managed to get out in front of him. The undercut did work a treat, and you'll see right here, I put him a little ways behind me, and I am just gutted at this point because while I'm not sure that I could have held them off, I at least gave myself a chance to, and that is going to be taken away because we do have to take a drive-through penalty. So we're gonna have to eat it, just gonna have to drive the fastest race that we can and see where we end up. Alright, so coming around to finish lap 17, I did already take my drive-through, so I am back down into 10th position right here. And yeah, I'm about 45 plus seconds behind. We'll see when I hit the line here. It has dropped to 1 minute and 1 with that drive-through penalty, so I lost maybe 20-25 seconds. I am down in 10th, but there are 3 people ahead who have not pit up to this point, and I really didn't think the overcut could work unless you got a caution right before you pitted. That way you'd be ahead of everybody and everybody would want to take tires, but we never got a caution in this race, so the overcut absolutely killed those guys that are ahead of me. So as things cycle out, we're gonna end up back in 7th position, and we'll see if we can hang on to it to the end of the race. Alright, so coming to get the last flag, or the white flag here, the last lap. As you see, I'm still struggling my way around this track with only 3 gears in it. It's going to be 7th place in the end here. As you see, I am about a minute 20 off the pace now, a minute 22 from Rogers. I am just laboring at this point. Physically, it was really hard to run this race. I was having to, machine gun the gears to skip through 3rd. And it was just really, really tiring, but we do manage to drag a 7th place out of it, and the thing that's the most frustrating about it is that I know I probably could have been top 3 at least if all things had gone well, because I actually did get out ahead of Pantalica in the 46 after the pit stops, even with all my problems. Of course, you gotta drive a mistake-free race in order to finish in the top 3 in this series. The competition is so tough, so many good drivers here, so the mistakes I made in this race, not gonna cut it. So we're gonna limp home to a 7th place position. Roger Way gets his first win in the season, and a great drive from him, absolutely flawless. Really the only way I could have beat him if the race had gone well would be to have the undercut work as well as it did for me. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Really bummed out to have this happen at Road America, but there are still 2 more road courses on the schedule, I believe, so we will have some chances to redeem ourselves there. I really do appreciate you guys for watching this. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing for me. I do thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next race.